afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Beyond the Bell. It is Monday, March 18th, 2024. It is 60 seconds after the bell, which means we go beyond the news, beyond the charts, beyond the bell. Brought to you by our good friends over at the Blue Sky Trading Company for the clearest path to a live brokerage account, which, let's be honest, that should be your goal. But with the clearest path to a live brokerage account, live trading with Mike every day in the Discord, and this wonderful show, you simply don't need anything else. So, first of all, guys, I would apologize for the show not going forward last Thursday. It was Thursday. You know, we do a lot of different things on Thursday. However, it was not my fault, and I would like to sarcastically thank the wonderful customer service at Xfinity. So, you know, when you have to change a portion of your company's name because your customer service is so legendarily bad, those are the kinds of things that happen. So it is what it is, guys. Actually, to be fair, the internet service that I have in my house has been a lot more reliable about the past 5 or 6 years than it was the few years before that. But ultimately, stuff happens, right? And it's a good analogy for trading, right? Stuff happens every day that we can't plan for, that we don't really understand how to deal with, and so we just kind of have to roll with the punches and go from there. So I do want to say, though, to make it up to you guys, because honestly, guys, this show is look at all the bells in the chat. I'm just checking the chat. Drawdown King, Mike James, always good to see you. John DS, Mr. P, Tiana, always wonderful to see all of you. And so I feel the need to make it up to you guys, right? Even though it's really Comcast's fault and, but whatever. You guys expect this show Monday through Thursday, and that didn't get done on Thursday, so I'm going to make it up to you. So, guys, this Thursday, we are doing a very special Beyond the Bell Super Show. Okay, we're going to go way beyond our 30 minutes. I don't know how long it'll go, but I'm pushing for about 45 minutes to an hour. So that'll be this Thursday at 4 o'clock Eastern, and I'm going to do kind of a mini webinar and a presentation within it called How to Build, Evaluate, and Deploy Your Strategies. I'm going to tell you one of my journeys on developing a strategy over the course of the past about year and a half to 2 years. I'm going to break down all the steps that I follow because, quite frankly, guys, if you don't have this skill, this is a skill that's mandatory for traders. We're also going to do some giveaways. We're going to do some Q&A. I don't know what Blue Sky is going to give away yet, but I can tell you guys, because I promised you a one-on-one last Thursday, I am going to give away 2 one-on-one sessions this Thursday, one-on-one coaching sessions. So there will be, I can't, like I said, I can't tell what they're going to give away. I'm going to be giving away a few things, maybe a couple of course packs as well, just because, again, you guys count on this show being here for you 4 days a week. It wasn't. So, even though not, as Dana Carvey used to say in his George Bush impression, not my fault, but we will make sure that we make it up to you on Thursday. So with that in mind, guys, let's go ahead and talk about the markets today, and let's talk about the big picture. So really, really kind of defining day today, I think, for what's going to happen for the rest of the week. Now, let's have a full disclosure. FOMC is on Wednesday, okay? So all the prep work that we do between now and Wednesday at 2 o'clock Eastern can really kind of get thrown out of the toilet depending on what happens there, what happens during Jay Powell's press conference, what happens when the Fed speakers open their mouths. Thankfully, that didn't happen today and won't happen tomorrow. As we, there's a embargo on the Fed speakers speaking publicly. So let's go ahead and talk about this chart. And I pull up the NQ here because I think it really illustrates what we dealt with today. Now, again, this gap here was, I have the continuous contract up. So this gap was the contract switching over. We talked about this last week from the March contract to the June contract and then making sure you were switched over. You're definitely switched over today because the March contract is closed. It no longer exists. It's no longer tradable. So hopefully you don't end up with a few 100,000 barrels of oil in your driveway if you happen to be caught with that, which that doesn't really happen. But it's a fun anecdote. And so we have to take this whole gap and then this subsequent candle kind of, I don't want to say we take them with a grain of salt, and I don't want to say we ignore them because they're price action. We should always pay attention to price action. But let's just say I'm not putting as much information or as much, I'm not treating these as seriously as I'm treating the most recent price action. Guys, we've talked for weeks now. The 18,300 level has been a very key level. And again, let's zoom out just a little bit on this chart. And you can see, so what has been going up here about the 18,300 level, give or take, right? When we're talking about 18,000, we're not worried about to the tick or to the point, but within 20 to 30 points in either direction. We basically formed a double top on here until the contract change broke us through. But since we got back below here, guys, other than this little bit at a time here, we just haven't been able to sustain momentum over 18,300, right? So look at what has happened then over the course of last night into today, a little bit of Friday's closing, right? Look at the candle wicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So this is a pattern I refer to as a multi-wick rejection, okay? And this is, Steve Neeson, one of the founding fathers of the candlesticks in Western trading, was it says one of the biggest mistakes that candle practitioners can use is ignoring the candle wicks, ignoring the wicks, shadows. Whatever you can. There's a bunch of terminology for these things. So let's just kind of step back and let's take a look at what's happening here. Okay, and I want to zoom in just a little bit so we can all kind of be on the same page here. Okay. All right. So every time the price has broke above 300 to 320, what happens, right? What are these wicks? These are selling wicks. These are selling tails. Okay, so every time the price has come up, a combination of profit takers, short sellers, whatever the case may be, have stepped in and say, you know what? No, we're not doing this. We're not going up there. Okay, so the market makers, the buyers, don't have the momentum to push us up to these new all-time highs. Okay, they just don't. The orders aren't there. All right, so we did duck away from here and we pushed back up. Now, typically, right, in a situation like this, I'm going to favor the bulls. I'm going to favor that move up. But these are two very significant selling tails here, even if we want to ignore all of this, which of course we don't. But even if we just want to look specifically at today's price action, 3 times we've tried in 3 4-hour candles, we've attempted to push up above 300 and we have failed. So what does that mean? What does that mean for my thesis? And again, as I say many times on this show, we've been very, very accurate about predicting the day-to-day price movement, at least in terms of bullish, bearish, and where we're going on the macro. But that only gets us so far, right? The action still has to be tradable, and it still has to be a bias as we come into the day. So for me, I am now short-term bearish until we retest this 18,000 level, right? We got very close to it on this candle, and we didn't quite get there. So for me, I am just treating this as, whoops, sorry, hit the seam in my desk there, treating this as we're going to pogo back and forth until forces act upon the market to change everything. Now, likely that happens Wednesday, right? Likely Wednesday at 2 o'clock, this all goes chaotic. But let's see what happens, right? There's not necessarily as much drama in the FOMC announcements, right? The more, because so much money can trade hands during and immediately after those announcements, the prediction models on those get more and more accurate seemingly every single meeting, right? So we got to be very careful in there's going to be a decent amount of the action may be priced in, right? So for FOMC, I think it's always safer I don't trade around the FOMC. Everybody that comes in asking, can I trade around the FOMC? If you're somebody who is trading around the FOMC and you don't have a specific time-tested strategy around the FOMC, which only happens, several times a year. So it's a small data size, even if you've been doing it since the 90s, right? But regardless of that, there's too much chaos, right? All market participants they're all making use of data, which is fairly quick and distributed, well, mostly evenly, at least we hope so. So a lot of chaos and a lot of stuff going on to make sure we are paying attention. All right, I want to see the comment there. Guys, this is an interactive show, so I apologize for not starting off with some comments, but I do want to catch up. First of all, love the bells in the chat, especially for we do have a giveaway, guys. We are giving away 4 notebooks. Those are not the computer version of notebooks. They are hand notebooks. So make sure, I'm going to go ahead and ask our main man Raj back at the home office in Wahoo, Nebraska today to post the link to that giveaway. We will spin the wheel. Again, we've got some heavy giveaways coming your way on Thursday. I don't know before then. Like I said, the guys let me know usually 10 minutes before the show what we're giving away for that day. But I can tell you I'm going to be giving away quite a bit of things on Thursday, so I'm really looking forward to that. All right. Steve Neeson. So Kevin, Nison. So honestly, guys, I can't recommend his stuff enough. A lot of it is not in print anymore, and a lot of his videos are not for sale anymore. Usually you can find some stuff on eBay. I'm not going to tell you what is or is not pirated or is or is not, secondhand, or I don't want to get into all that, right? But, if you can find somebody with the DVD discs that have been purchased through Steve Neeson at some point, obviously as an educator and as a content creator, as far as education goes, I will never tell you guys to go pirate somebody's stuff or steal somebody's IP. But if you can get it secondhand from somebody who previously used it, I do believe a lot of his books are still in print. The Candlestick Course, I know it's a flashy title, but that's sort of his foundational book. And then he has seminars on seminars. He probably has stuff on YouTube, but it's Steve Neeson, Nison. So yeah, definitely check that out. He was one of the first guys to. I don't know why, guys, candlesticks have necessarily, not necessarily been in vogue the last couple of years. It seems more and more people are moving away from them. I don't know why, and maybe it's just because I'm biased because they were one of the first things I learned in trading, and they still help me to this day. Are they the only thing you need? Absolutely not. And Steve Neeson will be the first one to tell you that. You never use candlesticks just by themselves, and you also never use candlesticks just to open new positions. You can also use them to stay out of potential losing trades and to get out of trades either for profit or stop loss, right? But between 1 minute, 5 minute, 15-minute candles, 30-minute candles, hour-long candles, 4-hour candles, daily candles, weekly candles, monthly candles, I've probably seen millions of candles open and close in my life, in my career. And, it's just pattern recognition. Our brains just get a little better with it every time. Okay. So because we've got a really active chat today, we're going to go ahead and move to our Blue Sky Trader mailbag. And the only emails that came in were basically some stuff we've covered in the past. We can get to that if need be. But I want to open the floor to you fine people here in the YouTube chat. And any questions that you may have, you want to pull up a chart, we can look at a chart. I do want to go back just and take a quick look at the 5-minute chart, because this was some really interesting stuff that happened on the 5-minute chart in the NQ today. So guys, this is basically, as momentum-based traders, which I'm a momentum-based predominantly index trader. This is exactly what I don't want to see. I don't want to see these standard dev bands, whether you use Bollinger Bands or anything that's momentum-based. You don't want to see these contracting and tucking in as the afternoon progresses. Now, sometimes that's inevitable, right, because there's so much volume in the morning. But basically, we didn't, the first part of the day was some really, really decent trading, but we really couldn't get above this +1 standard deviation band. And again, when we see a lot of candle wicks on both sides, guys, right? It really felt like we were holding VWAP here before we psyched out and went. Just look at this. Let's get rid of the noise here. We tested VWAP, bounced off, tested again, bounced off, and then we went. It's pretty hard to trade that, right? If we just bounce off, or a break, retest, and go, one of my all-time favorite patterns. Most of the time it's tradable, sometimes it's not, and that's okay. Very, very tough to play some of this stuff. So if you're somebody who was, and then to get a move down here, which doesn't even make it to the -1 standard dev band, and just really about afternoon, after lunch, very difficult trading. There just wasn't a whole lot there. I sat and stared at my screens for about an hour and a half. I finally got up and got a few other things done. Had a couple nice trades in the morning, but that was really about it. So, let me catch up on the questions. First of all, guys, any questions that you have relating to Bitcoin, or I saw a Bitcoin question or BTC or whatever, as far as what should again, I'm in a fun, unique position here. I do this show with Blue Sky's backing and sponsorship. I'm not actually an employee. I'm just kind of a contractor. I have a great relationship with the guys at Blue Sky, and they truly support education, which is why I'm here and why I'm doing the show. I would not be doing this show if under their banner if I didn't believe they were really dedicated to, again, getting you guys in live brokerage accounts and getting you guys being successful. That's their ultimate, profit model, their business model. They want you making money in a brokerage account. Well, guess what? You want you to be making money in a brokerage account, right? So I'm never gonna get on a business for wanting to make money. They're a business. You as a trader, you're a business. Okay, even if you don't think of it like that and don't treat it like that, it's going to be really tough for you to be successful. So your business and their business, your interests align. Okay, you both want the same thing. Okay, which is why, guys, I emphasize so big about wanting to be in a live brokerage account and about the clearest path to a live brokerage account being at Blue Sky, right? When you're on these live sims and you're having success, that's great. You often have to jump through 10 hoops to get your first payout. Blue Sky makes it very easy. They tell you exactly where you need to be and exactly what you can take out at that point, and at any given point, right? Whereas, honest to God, guys, I've had people send me, I've played around with some of these other companies in the past just to see what they're about. And either I've seen or I've had people send me like the agreements for getting into funded. I'm sorry, guys. There's some certain, standard brokerage language and stuff like that. But if you need more than a couple of paragraphs to describe your payout policy, what are you even doing? I think there's one company out there, I don't even remember who it is, and I would name them if I could, that had like a 3-page description of, well, okay, so you can pull this out, but here, no, if you did this, instead of you did this here and you did this here, but if you did this here, but wait, no, you can do this, but you can't do this, and if you traded on the third Wednesday under the new moon when your grandma was in town, but she cooked spaghetti and not lasagna, we void your whole account and you're done, right? And honest to God, guys, some of that crap is out there. So avoid that. Go with the company that's gonna give you the clearest path to a live brokerage account. All right, let me catch up on the questions here, guys. So anyway, all I was asking with that is specifically, I don't have all the answers when it comes to like, hey, can you guys trade this or do this or how do you interface with that? I'm here to help you on your trading education path. So yeah, so. So they just put this up here, guys. I don't it's tough to pull up Instagram on a web browser here, but I will put up as much as I can. Other firms' payout rules, right? And guys, listen, I'm here because like I said, I get along great with the guys at Blue Sky. But even if your ultimate goal is to be like, just trade real money, that should be your ultimate goal. Okay. And guys, I get, again, this is something I can say because I don't work directly for Blue Sky. It never ceases to amaze me. And this is not something exclusive to these guys. This is something I see. I'm not in any other, company's Discord anymore, but I've gone in there occasionally to say, hey, what are people talking about? What are they looking at? And guys, this is what I'm talking about when it says just worry about your trading and worry about your trading, get into a live brokerage account. The only two things you need to do. People get really obsessed with like the rules for certain, evals and stuff. And I constantly hear it, guys, right? The 200K static account that Blue Sky came out with a little while ago, which is still on its limited run. I do encourage you to check that out. I had a bunch of people in the chat, for the days and weeks leading up to this, said, boy, if I love the 150K static account, if only it had this. And though most of the things that were described became they put them in the 200K account. I think it's a $2,000 drawdown. You have the ability to get up to 1 mini when you're first starting and scale up even beyond that. And now, sure enough, people are, well, that's great, but if it only had this, right? Guys, if you can do this, you can do this. Now, even the best traders are not going to pass every single eval every single time, right? But ultimately, if you know how to trade and you're a competent trader and you take 2, 3, 4, 5 evals, you should pass a couple of them at least, right? So really don't focus on I talk about payout rules and making sure they're simple. Definitely focus on that. That is an important thing because that puts the money directly in your account, in your bank account, and that's ultimately what you want, right? But as far as the eval rules, again, even the most restrictive eval rules that I've seen out there, whether at Blue Sky or other places, they're not impossible, right? None of these are completely impossible. You want it to be as easy as possible. Truthfully, they probably want it, all the prop firms want it to be more difficult than it is, okay? And there's a nice happy medium. But I can promise you the juice is worth the squeeze in terms of getting to a live brokerage account. All right, I'm pontificating quite a bit. Old people want to be young people want to be old. I want to go back to, I want to take my current knowledge, go back to about 27, 28, never age. That's kind of what I want to do. As far as I know, isn't there a bunch of billionaires working on that? Like we're going to live to 400 or so. I don't know this. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah. All right. So Questions. I'm catching up here. All right, guys, I'm going to give you a 2-minute warning on signing up for the giveaway. We're giving away 4 notebooks, actual hand notebooks with the Blue Sky logo on them. If you do not have like a trading, this is okay. We're gonna make this our lesson of the day. I'm not even gonna pull up the graphic because we're short on time. Okay. I'm gonna talk a lot about journaling this week. I'll show you my journal. Probably tomorrow. I think we'll do that tomorrow. And Thursday we're gonna get into strategy development, which journaling plays a huge role in that. Okay. There's a trading journal. And for lack of a better term, guys, I know this is unmanly, but I'm going to call it a trading diary. Okay, those are 2 very separate things. A trading journal is a record of trades. It's sortable by day, trade type, loss, gain, whatever the case may be, right? You can sort it. You can say, guys, you'll see this in my journal. I want to know how I do on certain trades on a Tuesday. Okay, I can pull that up. Or how do I do on certain trades between 10 and 11 Eastern? Okay, in 2 clicks, I can pull that up, right? Your trading diary is something different. And this isn't something I keep a ton anymore because I literally have about 7 or 8 like huge spiral bound notebooks full of, this. And when you're first kind of starting out, guys, at the end of the day, take just, maybe it's 2 sentences, maybe it's 2 paragraphs, depending on the day, maybe it's 2 pages, and just write like how you did. Okay, so I traded within my strategy. Okay. Okay, I took 5 trades today. I stayed within, here I'm writing it down here. Took 5 trades today, stayed within my strategies. Wasn't successful. My exits were a little slow. Right, like you can say I took 3 trades today. I was 2 of 3. I had my best trading day. I felt very in control, etc., etc. Honestly, guys, when I first started keeping mine, I kept track of caffeine consumption. If I had any alcohol the night before, I kept I kept track of that. Kept track of sleep. I didn't necessarily find an edge in that, at least for me. But that doesn't mean there's not an edge for you. If you're somebody that drinks 6 cups of coffee in the morning and you find you're way too anxious to trade, maybe dial it back a little bit. And that's an oversimplification, right? But these are the things you need to keep track of. In my community, guys, we are very big on making sure you post your journal results and you talk about were you in control of your trading on a day-to-day basis, right? So again, these are the things that you need to be keeping track of. And again, is there an edge in that? I don't know. Because I can't stress enough for this. And you guys have heard my favorite 3 words in trading: do the work. Okay. Honestly, if you're watching this show, I'm preaching to the choir because, the markets aren't technically closed right now. But not a lot of activity, right? So for all intents and purposes, we'll call the markets closed. And you're here watching this show. Okay. Yeah, we do giveaways, we do stuff like that, but you're taking 30 minutes of your time to watch this show. So yes, I am preaching in the choir a little bit. But if you're not willing early on in your career to spend, I've heard the phrase half as much time, and I'm not sure that's accurate, but let's say you spend 20 hours a week trading. You should easily be able to spend 4 to 5 hours a week journaling, developing your strategies, doing some mental exercises. We had Jared Tendler in here last Wednesday. If you didn't see that event, guys, it's available on the YouTube page right now. It was last Wednesday. I think it was the last live video before this one because my show the show got canceled on Thursday because of Comcast. So go watch that. Okay, that's some of the best hour, guys. Honestly, best hour of education I've done in years. I'm really proud of how that turned out. Mr. Tendler is just an incredible mind when it comes to performance coaching and developing systems and stuff like that. We're going to talk about developing your mechanical systems on Thursday, but mental systems, highly encourage you. Also check out the link to him on the webpage, bluesky.pro. When you log into your account on the left-hand side, there's a thing that says Jared Tendler. You get into his community. You get 7 days free there. Check it out. It's a great resource. I'm actually going to be joining it myself probably today or tomorrow because there's never a chance. There's never a bad thing in refining your mental game. So, okay. So it is time for the giveaway. So I will ask our main man Raj while I pull up the wheel O names, one of my favorite things, right? We will get that situated, and we will be ready to go. Again, Thursday, guys, we have a super show. We'll be around for quite a bit. The giveaway, guys, is 4 Blue Sky notebooks. We're giving away merch today. Love that merch. All right. All right, let me get this set up, and we will pull it up on your screen. Okay. All right, so we have 4 spins of the wheel, guys. These are for Blue Sky notebooks. Michael Newton. Michael, congratulations. You have a Blue Sky notebook coming your way. So that is number 1. Number 2. John, congratulations, John. You have won a Blue Sky notebook that will be coming your way very soon. All right, our third of 4 spins of the wheel for Blue Sky notebooks. Christian, congratulations. You have won a Blue Sky notebook. And for the final spin of the wheel for today, I'm just going to go ahead and congratulate you there. Out of respect for you, I'm not going to butcher your name. My Western tongue is not going to screw that one up. So I'm just going to say congratulations on winning the 4th notebook. That will be headed your way pretty soon. So, guys, a reminder. We have a super show coming your way this Thursday. I'm going to go deep into strategy development, how we do that. I'm sure Blue Sky will probably give away some things. I will be giving away 2 one-on-one sessions and a couple of course packs as well. So it could be our biggest day of giveaways ever. I'm really looking forward to that. So, guys, thank you for tuning in for another edition of Beyond the Bell. Xfinity willing, I'm here all week, Monday through Thursday. I hope your trading was green today. If it's not, I hope it is tomorrow. And I will see you guys tomorrow for another edition of Beyond the Bell. Good night.